The Center for the Media Arts Television Network presents the CUNY Athletic Conference Basketball Championships from Hunter College in New York City. Tonight's game is the CUNY Athletic Conference Men's Championship between the Cougars of Medgar Evers and the Hawks of Hunter. Hi, I'm Cecil Harris, he's Jim Cavallo, and we've got a matchup of the two teams that have combined to win the last three CUNY men's basketball titles. Hunter winning in 1990 and 92, Medgar Evers in 91. More on that after the playing of our national anthem.
They must stay here, guys.
They're going to start the game, and we're not going to be over there. It's almost.
Just ask that ref to hold up 1 second until we get over there. You see now why I didn't go crazy preparing for this? Yeah. It's a shipwreck.
It's a shipwreck.
Plane with one wing. That's with a wing. Right as they come out, just get right into it. She shouldn't be on no beauty shot. She should be on us.
What she's going to do, she's going to swing to us. It's going to look like a Hitchcock movie. Jimmy, both teams are hot. There's a fired-up crowd here on hand. Hunter College is favored to win tonight, and there are plenty of good reasons why.
Plenty of good reasons. Hunter comes in Division III nationally, the number 12 in the nation. They've won 13 games in a row. In this tournament, they've been absolutely dominating teams. Ray Amelberg can't be happier at this point in time. His team was just putting teams away in very large numbers. But last year we had a Cinderella story in City College. This year not the case. Medgar Evers certainly deserves to be here. They're the number 2 team in the CUNY Conference. They've won 5 games in a row, 8 of their last 9 games. That only loss, of course, coming to Hunter. So this is the CUNY matchup everybody wanted to see.
The teams are about ready to tip it off. The starting players have come onto the floor. So as we go onto the court, we'll be ready to bring you the play-by-play and the color commentary of the CUNY championship game. Go to Medgar Evers. Medgar Evers in the dark uniforms, Hunter in white. The starters for Medgar Evers, Darren Jackson getting set to inbound, wearing number 33. He's up front along with Desmond Campbell, number 44, and Andre Peoples, number 45. In the backcourt for the Cougars, Rudy Myers, their leading scorer. He wears number 10. And his backcourt partner, Torrey Wigfall, number 25. The officials tonight, David Walker, he has the basketball in his hand, and he's working the game along with Bob Adams.
Look at Hunter already showing a lot of full court pressure.
And a foul, Jimmy, off the inbounds play. Derek Lawson committing a violation, the game's first foul. The starting lineup for Hunter: Robert Carter, number 10, Derek Lawson, number 11, Sean McCartney, number 12, Jose Rodriguez, 25, and Chris Michelle, 32. On the drive, missing the layup is Desmond Campbell. The putback by Andre Peoples doesn't go. And Robert Carter comes away with it for Hunter.
Bobby Carter wins the tug of war that time.
Here is McCartney on the move. Sean McCartney went up and was fouled. McCartney is Hunter's leading scorer, averaging 20 points per ball game. That foul on Andre Peoples, the first from Medgar Evers. Jimmy, you mentioned how hot these teams are. Hunter 23-3, 12-0 against CUNY teams. Medgar Evers the second best record, 15-11 overall, 9-3 in conference play.
Couldn't have it any better right now. Two teams coming in at the peak of their games.
McCartney at the line missed the first two CUNY tournament games with a sprained ankle. At full strength now, the talented 6'2" sophomore out of the Bronx, averaging 20 points, 4 rebounds per game.
Not bad for a sophomore.
And he was outstanding last year. He was the CUNY Freshman of the Year. There's a lid on the basket. Out of bounds to Medgar Evers, and we are still scoreless 27 seconds into the game before a packed house at the Hunter College Sportsplex in Manhattan. Rudy Myers with the ball working against the backcourt pressure of Carter. Oh. Excellent dribbling, but the pass goes astray, intended for Desmond Campbell, but it was knocked out of bounds by Hunter, so Medgar Evers will retain possession. And to throw in the ball, Jimmy, is shoeless Darren Jackson. No relation to shoeless Joe Jackson of baseball fame. Here's a three from Peebles. Oh, rebound Jackson. Wigfall with a third try. And Jose Rodriguez comes away for Hunter.
Jose got a piece of that one inside.
Derek Lawson. Basket counts and a foul.
What a great job that time by Lawson. Took it hard to the goal. He drew the foul, and already listen to him at Hunter College.
They are rocking at Hunter. These teams played twice during the regular season. Hunter won both of them fairly comfortably, but the last time these two teams met with a title on the line, Medgar Evers defeated Hunter right here in the 91 final.
In this very gym. Not an easy place to win when you come to Hunter College, and Medgar Evers was able to escape the CUNY championship in 1990-91.
2-0 Hunter. Rudy Myers, who has the ball in his hand most of the time for Medgar Evers, their leading scorer and leading assist man, in three-point territory where he likes to bomb, and he puts it up.
He'll shoot that.
Chris Michelle runs it down for Hunter, maintains his balance, and the Hawks leading 2-0 come across.
That's the first of many you'll see from Mr. Myers. As in basketball terms, he's a gunner.
He's never seen a shot he didn't like.
You got it.
This is Michelle popping. Way off the mark, rebounded by Wigfall.
That's a little too far out for Michelle.
Wigfall, the scoop, and it's laid home by Desmond Campbell. We're tied at 2.
Good job by Wigfall right there. Drew the defense, dropped it off for Campbell. Finishes.
Medgar Evers, a young team, but with a very good backcourt. Myers and Wigfall. Good dribbling by Lawson. He finds the opening, but cannot convert. It's out of bounds to Medgar Evers. Both teams look to run. Medgar Evers a bit sloppy with the ball there. Here's McCartney in transition, moving on Jackson.
McCartney with a little sweet J inside.
4-2, Hunter on top. The long lead and the layup attempt missed by Campbell. Oh, Jackson rejected. Here's the 2-on-1, the lead for McCartney. The follow by Michelle.
That baby all started on the other side with the block from Jose Rodriguez inside. Transition defense into transition offense going the other way.
And Jimmy McCartney going for the steal committed the backcourt foul on Myers, his first, team second.
Good job by Michelle though, the time following the play. McCartney's shot just rolled off the front, but Michelle was right there to lay it in.
Hunter has a height advantage over Medgar Evers at every position on the floor.
That's the one thing Ray Amelbert said. He knows he's bigger than them, just doesn't want to get into some run and tumble up and down the floor game. Wants to settle them into his tempo.
Wigfall's rejected, but to follow it home, Darren Jackson to tie it, or rather make it 6-4, Hunter on top.
Got to be impressed the way Darren Jackson has come out here today, really crashing the boards. He's inspired right now playing in this away gym.
Medgar Evers undersized but hustling. Lawson using the screen and laying it home. Second field goal, 4 points for Lawson. Ahead of the pack is Wigfall. The follow by Darren Jackson.
Good job by Jackson after Jose got down on defense again, was able to get a piece of that shot. Jose Rodriguez That's their man on defense, offense, the big man inside. He's the biggest man on the floor, and he's making his presence felt early on.
This is McCartney, and he commits the offensive foul. Good job by Desmond Campbell establishing position to draw the charge.
Right, referee David Walker, he knew the man had position. McCartney will pick up the foul.
And a quick substitution, Jimmy, as Sean McCartney becomes the first player on either team to commit 2 fouls. He's replaced by Troy Pennerman, number 23, a 6'6 junior. That's Pennerman on the ball, with Rudy Myers bringing it up for the Cougars at Medgar Evers.
That's really the only substitute you'll see. Ray Amelbert, he only plays 6 guys.
That's right. And another foul. Jose Rodriguez is extending his arms as if to say, who, me?
I mean, Ray Amelbert told me he only plays 6 guys, so you know the team is 23-3. They're in one heck of good shape, everybody on that floor, because they go up and down the floor all day long.
And the 6 are really Iron Men. Only 8 Hunter starters have fouled out of a game all year. That foul was on Rodriguez.
It's a sign of a smart team. They play within themselves, and hey, when you got only 6 guys, you got 5 guys averaging double figures on offense. Really spread it around.
Desmond Campbell way off the mark, but another offensive rebound from Medgar Evers. Wigfall, and we're tied at 8.
Well, Cecil, early on, you got to be impressed the way Medgar Evers is going to the board. We spoke about how they are the smaller team, and that could be one source of trouble for them. Early on, they're holding their own on the boards.
And we spoke earlier also about style of play. When Medgar Evers beat Hunter in the 1991 final here, the score was 101-92. I'm sure Medgar Evers would love that fast-paced NBA-type game here tonight. Robert Carter.
Robert Carter showing great elevation off the baseline jumper.
Carter only 6'2", but he plays quite a bit in the front court because of his elevation. Here's Myers trying to answer, and he draws the foul from Pennerman. His first, Hunter's 5th.
Rudy Myers trying about the same thing that Robert Carter did, went to the baseline with the jumper. Pennerman just caught him on the hand, so Rudy will go to the line for 2. His club trailing by 2.
The Cougars of Medgar Evers, a very young club. Rudy Myers is the only senior on the team. That's his first point.
And that's something Brian Mariner's got to be looking forward to next year. With all these guys coming back and the season that they've had, he's really turned the program around.
Absolutely.
Last year, 9-16.
Myers has tied it at 10. Carter off the spin move. Rodriguez battling for the ball. We have a loose ball foul against Medgar Evers' Darren Jackson.
Jackson that time battling Jose Rodriguez, called for over the back.
Very tough assignment, Jimmy. Rodriguez is 6'9", and he's put on, what, 20 pounds since last season?
20 pounds in the offseason, bulked up a little bit, and has brought his game inside.
Robert Carter going off glass to put Hunter ahead, 12-10, 15 minutes left in the first half. Myers again looking to answer. It's out of bounds, and it stays with the Cougars.
Rudy Myers has got to show a little more patience in there. He's pressing the issue a little bit right now. He gave himself a little smack in the head. Come on, Rudy. He knows he's pushing that one up the floor a little too hard, forcing that shot. Got to try and get a couple more guys involved here early on.
Desmond Campbell with the hook. The tip by Jackson doesn't go, and he hustles for the loose ball but cannot save it.
There's Jackson, though, going hard to the glass again. That's going to be important for this team to hang tough.
The Cougars know they have to be tenacious because of the height disadvantage, and so far they have been. There's, in this basketball game, 12-10 Hunter on top, 14:50 to play, first half. Michelle at the top of the circle. Pennerman looking for Michelle inside. It's knocked away and stolen by Wigfall. Good defense by the Cougars. And Myers slows it down. That's the kind of control his coach would like to see from him. This is Wigfall, and we're tied at 12.
Wigfall with a nice penetration inside. Gave it a little scoop fake and was able to lay it up over and in.
Torrey Wigfall, a 6'1 junior from the Bronx, has 4 points, and we're tied at 12. No substitutions by Medgar Evers so far. They don't have a deep team either. Hunter just 1 substitution. The alley-oop for Rodriguez is off the mark. But Jose gets it back and lays home.
That's a prime example of Ray Amelbert trying to take advantage of that height differential inside.
That kind of play will be there all night for Hunter if they set the proper screens, because Rodriguez is just too big and too athletic for anyone in the Medgar Evers front court. It's lost out of bounds by Campbell. It goes back to Hunter.
And that's where, along the lines of him putting on that 20 pounds, getting a little bit stronger, he's able to hold the defender off, and that creates the opening for the alley-oop.
The first substitution, Jimmy, for Medgar Evers, Jose Weeks, a 6'1 sophomore from Panama, comes on to replace Torrey Wigfall, who scored 4.
See Derek Lawson at the point right now. Rod Amelbert told me that his man at the point would probably be McCarthy, because he's a little bit of a better playmaker. But he elected to go with Lawson here early on. Maybe because McCartney was pushing the issue a little bit too much when he was in there. That's why Sean found himself on the bench here.
Rodriguez to the hook. 2 field goals, 4 points for Jose Rodriguez, the CUNY most valuable player for the 2nd consecutive year. Here's the steal by Lawson. Ahead for Carter. Overtime.
Oh, we spoke about the elevation of Mr. Carter, and he brought everybody here and onto their feet with that one. That's the kind of sweet stuff they love to see.
Trying to answer is Desmond Campbell, but he cannot. Hunter trying to put a run together. They've scored 6 consecutive points. Pennerman trying to make it 8. It's out to Michelle, and he does.
Oh, baby, how could you like it any better? 2 consecutive dunks.
Hunter College rocking the house. Consecutive dunks by Robert Carter and Chris Michelle. Timeout, Medgar Evers.
No question, time for a TO right there. You want to talk about getting the crowd and the tempo in your favor. 2 hammer time dunks. And just like that, Medgar Evers is down 8.
We have 12 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first half. Nothing brings a crowd into a game better than a slam dunk. It's 20-12. Let's go over now to our on-court reporter. One of them anyway, Deborah Morris.
Here, Ted Hurwitz, Executive Director of CUNYAC. Got a great game going on here tonight.
Terrific. Boy, these guys, you know, you go see the Knicks, you see it right here.
That's right. We got a lot of community spirit in here. It's a great game.
All the schools are representative, and boy, they're having a good time, and I'm having a good time.
Great. I understand you have a new sponsor this year for the tournament as well as Con Ed.
Yeah, Con Ed has done it for 17 years, and the Kaplan Test Rep people have joined us, and they're here tonight. You see some of the banners, and we're very thankful.
Well, it's going to be great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much.
Now back to you guys.
Thank you, Deborah. Deborah Morris working along with Matt Generis tonight, giving us on-court reports. You'll hear from Matt a bit later, and we'll hear again from Deborah as the evening progresses. Medgar Evers had to be stunned there. Those consecutive slams, Jimmy, as Hunter mounted an 8-2 run to take a 8-point lead here.
It's a good job by Brian Mariner. Get the timeout, settle his team down. It's only 4 points, 2 dunks, but what if you don't call that timeout, it's able to turn to 10 points because they get the crowd and a little up-tempo defense. You never know what can happen.
The alley-oop attempt for Pennerman is off the mark. It's taken by Campbell. And here come the Cougars, trailing by 8. Rudy Myers with the basketball. He's in the backcourt now with Jose Weeks. That's Weeks popping. Off the mark from 3-point range, the long rebound to Carter. That's the problem Medgar Evers will have if they cannot convert the long shots. They produce long rebounds, and that can trigger the Hunter fast break. However, this time Medgar Evers got back well defensively, and the Hawks have to set up with Carter.
Medgar matching up, man-to-man.
Alley-oop for Pennerman.
There it is again, that height differential. This time, though, they go down to Pennerman, another big guy at 6'6" in there. He's the guy that comes off the bench for Hunter, and he's bigger than anybody else on that Medgar Evers squad.
Absolutely. A substitution for Medgar Evers, Randolph Anthony, a 6'3" freshman, comes on, replacing Desmond Campbell, who scored 2. Medgar Evers all of a sudden down 22-12. They've been beaten by sizable margins by Hunter twice this year. They'll have to stay close as Darren Jackson helps them do so with a bucket straight away. 22-14.
That was a good job by Jackson, spotting up with the jumper. Got a good look at the basket. That's one of the few good shots they've gotten. They've been forcing a few shots up, not getting that good look at the basket that produces the high percentage shot.
Pennerman, but he traveled. Hunter going for its second consecutive CUNY men's basketball title. It would be their third in the last 4 years. Medgar Evers trying to win for the second time in the last 3 years. So these are clearly the two best teams in the CUNY Conference. The matchup everybody wanted to see.
Right now what Hunter's done is they're playing a box-and-one zone. And they've got Troy Penniman just shading Rudy Myers out front. And they've taken Rudy out of the flow so far. Rudy is their guy, and he's got to get involved and start knocking down some shots, because that'll draw a couple of other defenders out to him, thus opening up some other guys.
Weeks being guarded by the much taller Michelle. Good move by Darren Jackson, but there was big Jose Rodriguez to impede, and Michelle rips down the rebound. Lawson for Rodriguez, off the mark. That would have brought the house down. In transition, here's Myers. Rudy Myers, second field goal, has 4. It's 22-16. Hunter on top. Actually, Myers' first 2 points came from the line. That was his first field goal.
Medgar Evers done a nice job since the timeout. Able to close within 6 points.
Rodriguez off the double team.
Jose gets a favorable roll off that baseline jumper.
He puts the ball up softly. 24-16. Jackson trying to feed Anthony inside. It's knocked away and stolen by the Hawks. Here comes Lawson.
Nice job by Chris Michelle to save that ball from going out of bounds.
Penniman going baseline. Cut off, and it's stolen by Andre Peoples. Good defense by Medgar Evers. Peoples moving on Michelle. Could not finish. Racehorse basketball. This is Carter. 8 points already for Robert Carter, 26-16. A 10-point lead for the Hawks.
Robert Carter's been the guy in this first half, igniting Hunter to their lead.
So far, Jimmy, a Hunter team that had gone without Sean McCartney in the first 2 tournament games. They're doing well in this first half with McCartney on the bench.
It was Carter again with the double team.
Jose! That does not count. Did it go through?
It went through. Our referees will have a little discussion right now.
To the naked eye, at least to my naked eye, it did not count, but David Walker, the official, says it did count. It has to go all the way through. It can't pop back out.
What happened? Rodriguez slammed that ball so hard it hit the ground, and it seemed to come back up and through.
So it does count for Jose. He's got 8 points. It's 28-16. Randolph Anthony left all alone, but blowing the easy layup.
That's the last 2 trips down the floor. Medgar Evers has missed a couple of easy ones.
They've got to hit those to stay close to Hunter, an inspired ball club thinking of bigger things, an NCAA Division III tournament bid, number 1 on their list.
Medgar Evers in a little 2-3 zone right now. You can't let that pass get inside.
Too easy for Jose Rodriguez. When he has position like that, forget it. He's the first player on either team to reach double figures. It's 30-16 Hunter with 8:20 remaining first half. Desmond Campbell able to answer for Medgar Evers, his second field goal, 30-18.
That's 6-3 from the foul line. He'll get a nice look at the basket.
Penniman. Troy Penniman off the bench with 4 points. Hunter on top by 14. Anthony over Rodriguez.
I guess Anthony, he needs the tough ones. He missed the easy one last time. He came on this time with a man in his face, and he buried it.
Randolph said, I need the 2-time CUNY MVP charging at me.
That's
then
right.
I can score. Lawson with a force. Jose missing the follow. One of the few poor shots for Hunter. The shot by Lawson, that is. And
it's Carter again.
There, the quick hands of Robert Carter leading to the steal. A ball hawking backcourt for Hunter. Robert Carter and Derek Lawson. Rodriguez looking to operate, and he draws the foul from Campbell.
Desmond Campbell's got to put a body on Jose Rodriguez when he's in there. You have to front him and deny that entry pass, because it will be a long day for the CUNY MVP to get that kind of position inside. A long day for that Medgar Evers squad.
Here's how well Jose Rodriguez has done against Medgar Evers this season. In the 2 games, both won by Hunter. The first, a 25-point victory for the Hawks. Jose had 22 points 19 rebounds, 6 blocks, and 6 steals. And in the second game, an 11-point victory that, as you said, Jimmy, was not quite that close. Hunter had a fairly comfortable margin. Medgar Evers came back late to make it respectable. Jose, only 23 points and 12 rebounds.
In the first 2 CUNY games of this tournament, he's had close to 40 combined rebounds in both games. So this is a guy who's come in and just dominated play inside for the last week.
A good look at Jose and his heavily bandaged right wrist.
Fractured wrist that he's played with for most of the season. Ray Amelbert, his coach, says, my man's a warrior.
And he's here to fight tonight. He's got a game-high 12 points. His team is up 34-20. 7:10 left in the first half. Jose Weeks. Medgar Evers still cold.
And look who's in there rebounding. 6'2", Robert Carter, the 2 guard. Well, you get that out of your 2 guard, you're in good shape.
Lawson slowing things down now for the Hawks under the directions of Coach Ray Amelbert in his 5th year at Hunter. He won Coach of the Year honors, Jimmy, for the 2nd year in a row.
2nd year in a row. He's won it 3 out of the last 4 years. So Ray has certainly made his mark here. Hunter also plays in the Skyline Conference, which he was co-champions this year with New Jersey Institute of Technology.
Shot clock actually down to 5. The first time the shot clock became a factor in this game as Hunter throws it away. Here is Wigfall. A collision with Michelle. They both go down hard. Fortunately, they're both up. The foul on Michelle and Tori Wigfall will go to the line.
Good job by Wigfall right there. Took it right by Derek Lawson. Once you're in that close, he had the position on Michelle. Michelle coming flying from the blind side like that will get called for that foul every time, showing no position to a referee.
Only the first foul on Michelle. Hunter with 16 fouls, Medgar Evers 5.
Well, it's 6:22 left in this first half. This is going to be an important couple of minutes for Medgar Evers. They got to stay within that 10-point range here so they can come into the second half knowing they got a shot. If Hunter goes on a little 10-15 point run here, this could turn into a long afternoon, and Hunter has just flat out done that to teams so far this year. They just put him away early.
Absolutely. They have been the Riddick-O of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Early knockouts.
You got it.
2 free throws by Wigfall. He's got 6 points. Tied with Darren Jackson for the team lead in scoring. It's 34-22. Hunter on top.
Medgar back in that matchup, man-to-man defense. And you can see their guys down low are trying to deny that entry pass.
Jose calling for it. He's got it. And count 2 more.
Now Darren Jackson, he doesn't know what to do. He got out in front of them, like I've been asking him to do, and then they get you with the lob. That's where that weak side help has got to come in with the double team.
Absolutely. 14 for Rodriguez, a 14-point lead for Hunter. Wigfall off the spin.
Oh!
He created a shot in the air with Jose Rodriguez breathing down his neck, and he hit it.
Little 360, go to the left every time, right, Cecil?
Just like he drew it up. 36-24. Wigfall rebounding the miss by Carter. Jackson wanted the ball ahead of the pack. Instead, it goes to Myers. Myers faking the 3. Pennerman all over him. Here's Jose Weeks. Ball is knocked out of bounds. It stays with Medgar Evers. 5:09 to play in the first half. Hunter on top, 36-24.
Looked like Derek Lawson got his hand on that one, was able to knock the ball clean out of bounds. Medgar to inbound.
Myers certainly finding the going tough, but a nice dish. Basket counts and a foul. Darren Jackson will go to the line looking for a 3-point play.
That's the job of your floor leader, and Rudy Myers is the floor leader for Medgar Evers. That time made the good move inside, was able to drop off the little underhanded pass inside at Darren Jackson, who was all alone for the easy lay-in.
Jackson, a 6'3" sophomore, averaging 13 points and a team-high 9 rebounds per game for the Cougars of Medgar Evers. School located in the Crown Heights section of Brooklyn, named after the late Medgar Evers, who was the head of the Mississippi chapter of the NAACP, was assassinated in 1965.
Now, how'd you know that, Cecil? Did you do a little history lesson before coming to this game?
I do my homework, Jimmy. You know that.
I thought you were going to tell me maybe you had an aunt who went there or something.
In fact, I do.
Okay, there you go.
Class
I knew
of
I'd
88.
bring it out.
Class of 88. 36-26 off the free throw by Jackson. Pennerman on the turn.
Oh. Right off the bench, Troy Pennerman.
Myers trying to do it against Rodriguez. He drew the foul, however. Aggressive move by Rudy.
Good job. Knew he had him beat to the basket. People might be wondering why Troy Pennerman's getting so much playing time. That is Sean McCartney 2 weeks ago versus John Jay. Badly sprained his left ankle. And this is his first game back. So maybe that ankle did not respond too well. They're going to keep him out.
4:41 left in the point lead for Hunter. Let's go now to our on-court reporters, Deborah Morris and Matt Generis. This thing doesn't even fit.
Going crazy. We got a sold-out crowd, a lot of excitement. It's just crazy.
Yeah, the excitement level is incredible here tonight, Deborah. Medgar Evers would love to even up the score here tonight. Hunter won the championship in 90. Medgar Evers came back in 91. Hunter came back in 92. They'd love to beat them tonight. We'll see what happens. Back to you, Jimmy and Cecil.
Thank you, Matt and Deborah. 4:41 to go. As you mentioned, the importance of Medgar Evers staying close to Hunter. The deficit now is 12. From a psychological standpoint, you like to have it in single digits if you have to be trailing at the half.
Exactly. And you just want to stay within striking distance. So with the three-point line college basketball, I believe it's 20 feet, 2 inches. I believe that's what it is. Don't hold me to that. You're always right
in. It's 19 feet 9 inches.
19.9. Okay, you got me by a few inches. 5 inches. An inch here, an inch there, right?
Who notices?
That always keeps a team in there because that is just a basic jump shot for a big, strong athlete like we have out there on the floor.
And Rudy Myers taking free throws now. He loves to bomb from long range. Although his problem this year, he is shooting only 41% from the field. But at the line, he's a team best 74%. His free throws cut the deficit to 10. Ahead of the pack, Robert Carter. Oh, has a dunk tonight. This time he lays it home.
Good job by Carter right there as Andre Peoples was able to close on the play. So that time Carter just went with the basic lane and take the 2 points, just what a coach likes to see.
Myers missing from downtown. Rebound to Rodriguez.
From downtown. That was from the village.
From another zip code. Myers would be Will Rogers' kind of player. He's never met a shot he didn't like. Hunter would like to get it inside to Rodriguez, but Pennerman pops. The long rebound out to Wigfall. Moving on Lawson.
There you go.
Oh, beautiful pass back to Jackson, but a bit out of control. Here's the offensive rebound and the putback for Jose Weeks.
Great job as he dropped it off to the trailer right there, Darren Jackson. To credit Jackson, he stayed with the play and was able to get that second chance.
Hunter on top, 40-30. 3.5 remaining in the first half of the CUNY Men's Basketball Championship from the Hunter College Sportsplex in Manhattan.
Good defense.
But Medgar Evers gives it right back. Jose Weeks' pass intended for Jackson could not be handled.
It's a good job right there off the double team. Weeks and Jackson doing the job on Jose. And Rodriguez was not able to get his hands on that one. That's the kind of stuff he needed, those two guys down low.
Lawson fires and connects a three-pointer for Derek Lawson.
What are you going to do? Derek looked around, didn't see anything open. Jay it up.
Why not?
As long as you make it, right?
That's right. The coach can't argue if you make it. 7 points for Lawson. A 13-point lead for Hunter. Jackson comes up short. The rebound snatched by Carter.
Man, you have got to be impressed by Rob Carter inside. Only 6'2". But he plays about a guy 6'8".
He definitely does play bigger. They have the height advantage across the board, and they also have great athletes who play bigger than they are. A traveling violation on the Hawks, however, to turn it back to Medgar Evers.
Mr. Carter has got what the guys like to say, the ups. The vertical.
Okay. Medgar Evers trailing by 13. Weeks from downtown. Still hasn't made one.
Well, you know that Rudy Myers is from the school of John Starks, that he will keep on shooting until it starts to fall. And they live and die with him, so he will keep shooting that one.
He's largely responsible for Medgar Evers getting this far, so I'm sure the young head coach of Medgar Evers, Brian Mariner, cannot be too upset. This is what Rudy Myers does.
Sure. Guy comes in averaging 18 points a game, and he's a streak shooter. We just saw him miss 3 in a row, but then he'll come down on 3 consecutive possessions, and he'll make 3 in a row.
Here's Lawson from downtown. 2 in a row for Derek Lawson. He's got 10 points. It's 46-30, Hunter on top. Myers forcing the issue, and a loose ball foul against Medgar Evers. And we can take this opportunity, Jimmy, to let the folks know that for the 17th consecutive year, Con Edison is the principal sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference Tournament. Additional funding has been provided by Kaplan Test Prep. And for the first time, the Center for the Media Arts, New York's professional media training school, is providing the CUNY Athletic Conference with all the technical support and personnel for this telecast. All of the technical and on-air personnel used on this broadcast are Center for the Media Arts students or graduates.
But Derek Lawson, just a 38% shooter, which is not bad from three-point land. He just made 3 in a row as Hunter has equaled their biggest lead of the night. That's 16.
And Hunter working some clock now with the excellent ball handler Robert Carter giving off to backcourt mate Derek Lawson. 1:15 to play in the half. A lob for Penniman, which Hunter did not need. It's picked off. And in transition, Romeo Metellus misses the runner. Darren Jackson on the foul.
Darren Jackson has been very active on the glass at both ends of the floor.
At only 6'3", 180, but he throws that body around. He goes after it. Jackson has a team high 8 points. Actually, Jackson and Wigfall 8 points apiece to lead Medgar Evers. Jose Rodriguez 14 points for Hunter. Carter and Lawson 10 points apiece. Ken Anderson has checked into the game for Hunter. He's wearing number 24.
That's not a bad name to have New York City basketball-wise, right?
Not at all. I think he'd like Kenny Anderson's contract with the New Jersey Nets. This Kenny Anderson is a 6'3", 210-pound banger, a sophomore from the Bronx.
Hey, one thing that's really got to jump out at you, this Hunter team has not played with their leading scorer in 2 weeks. First 2 games of this tournament, they've just blown teams out 30 by 26. Here they are, up by 15 points in the first half, and Sean McCartney on the bench.
A rare mistake by Carter, losing the ball to Myers, but Myers cannot finish.
Boy, Mr. Myers had 2 men open on the wing that time, and he elected not to give it up as he just took a look.
Myers had tunnel vision like a racehorse wearing blinders. He could see only the basket.
And you could see Romeo Metellus coming back. He was unhappy that he did not get the basketball there.
Lawson connects with 4 1/10 seconds left in the half. Medgar Evers trying to beat the gun. It would not have counted anyway. That is the end of the first half. First half dominated by the Hawks of Hunter. They lead Medgar Evers in the CUNY Men's Championship game by the score of 48-31.
Quite a first half for Mr. Lawson. Comes in averaging 11 points. And he put up 11 points in the last 4 minutes of the half.
Outstanding play by the Hunter College Hawks. Not a deep team, but with the way they play, they don't have to be deep. They've got 6 solid players that they can go to, and no other team in CUNY has been able to match it all year.
It's unbelievable. We talk about 6 players, but basically they're only going with the 5 horses that got him here. And you saw Ken Anderson, a guy who hasn't seen that much playing time this season, come in there.
So it is 48-31, Hunter leading Medgar Evers. For the second consecutive year, the Center for the Media Arts, New York's professional media training school, is providing the CUNY Athletic Conference with all the technical support and personnel for this telecast. and the telecast of all 3 CUNY Athletic Conference championship basketball games. All of the technical and on-air personnel used on this broadcast are Center for the Media Arts students or graduates. Thanks to the Center for the Media Arts for making this broadcast happen. And Jimmy, we talked about how much depth Hunter has. They lost a key player earlier this year, and he is standing alongside Deborah Morris. So let's go to Deborah now. Deborah Morris has her halftime guest.
I have with me a very special guest tonight. I have with me Demetrius Patterson. Demetrius was a starting forward, the leading scorer on the Hunter Hawks, but due to a family tragedy, he had to quit the team, and that's what tonight's game is dedicated. His teammates have dedicated the game to him. How are you tonight, Demetrius?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, what's been going on with your life since you had to leave the team?
Well, my mother passed away on the 27th of January, and I'm not in school right now, and I've just been taking a break off, trying to relax and organize my family and responsibilities and my sisters and my little brother.
So your teammates have dedicated tonight's championship game to you?
Yeah, they have, which is very nice, and they owe me one anyway, so they have to win this one for me.
Well, it looks like they're doing a good job of getting it done in the first half. So the school has stopped for you for right now, but you're definitely planning on coming back?
Yes, I'll definitely be back in the fall and also the summer to start all over again, hopefully being reinstated to play some more.
So you are planning to come back and play for the Hawks?
Oh yes, very much so.
Are you staying in shape to keep things so when you come back, things will be going great?
Not really. I play once a week, but that ain't really a lot at all. It's not enough. But hopefully over the summer, I'll be back in shape and be ready for the winter again.
Well, I'm sure it gives you a very special feeling knowing that your friends and the fans are out here for you too as well. You know that?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, best of luck to you and in the future.
Thank you.
Now back to Cecil and Jimmy.
Thank you very much, Deborah, and thank you, Demetrius Patterson, who, by the way, is the great nephew of former heavyweight boxing champion Floyd Patterson.
And Floyd would be happy to see that Hunter has just about delivered that knockout punch. I'm not going to say yet, but they gave him quite a punch. What a story, Demetrius Patterson's. They went over there. Here's a guy who's averaging 19 points and 8 rebounds for the first 3 games. A real leader. If you talk to Ray Amelbert, he was a guy who was perceived by the other players, always given 150%. A guy that every other player on the team highly respected. And they have just flat out dedicated this season to him. I mean, here's a team, Hunter, that has a chance to go to NCAAs, have long win streaks, put up phenomenal scoring records, but their focus has just been on Fab. That's it. Demetrius Patterson, that's their focus. Let's do it for him. Let's do it for his family. We're all in it for him. And that is really unbelievable.
And it's good to see him out here tonight, Jimmy, because Demetrius had not been coming to too many Hunter games, taking care of personal business, as he mentioned to Deborah Morris, but just his presence here. So many Hunter students and faculty members have been going over, shaking his hand, patting him on the back. He is so loved here. That's added incentive for a team that really didn't need it coming in, but they're using that added incentive, and it's really a motivating factor in this game.
It is, and it's been chronicled in the local papers, the Daily News. Charlie McCartney of the New York Post wrote a really nice story about it, and people have really caught on. That's just good for the Hunter program, just a real testament to these guys are just good guys on this Hunter team, and they know what they have everything in the right perspective.
Again, we're at halftime. Hunter on top, 48-31. Let's go over now to Matt Generis. He has a halftime guest.
This is the first year that Stanley Kaplan has sponsored the CUNY Athletic Conference.
Yes, this is our first year, and there are hopefully many more years to come. We're very excited to be sponsoring the basketball league and as well as the baseball league with Con Edison, and we're very happy to offer our services and our support to a lot of the athletes because we feel that education is very important. We wanted to give the athletes a chance, as well as the students of the different CUNY schools, an opportunity and to look at graduate school as an alternative to going for as a career right now. And we're very happy to be sponsoring this, and we hope there are going to be a lot more years to come.
Fantastic. On behalf of CUNY and the city of New York, the teams and everybody watching here tonight, I commend you on a worthy cause.
Okay. Thank you very much, and we want to just wish good luck to Demetrius Patterson.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Back to you, Jimmy and Cecil.
Thank you, Matt. A 17-point lead for Hunter, going for its second consecutive CUNY championship. Last year, Hunter defeated City College when the tournament was played over at York College in Jamaica, Queens. This year, Hunter doing it for the home folks. And a key sequence in the first half, consecutive slam dunks by Robert Carter and Chris Michelle, really getting this capacity crowd of 1,500 into the ball game, Jimmy. Just a great job by Carter and Michelle bringing the crowd into the game. And
Carter has been the guy who we knew he could do things on the floor just from what he's done this season, but he has really shown us something in the first half, just with his elevation, doing things at both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively. I really think he's been the key factor in the first half. And you need some guys. You need somebody to step up in the absence of Sean McCartney, who's nursing that injured ankle. And Ray Amelbert, he feels like he can win this game. So give Sean McCartney's another week to rest up on that ankle. This Sunday will be the selection process for the NCAA tourney. Okay. They are the #2 team in the Atlantic region. So if they win this game, Hunter is all about assured of going to the NCAAs. So you got your #1 scorer, Sean McCartney. The one thing about a bad ankle is the aggravation standpoint. You don't want him to aggravate it because that can put that ankle right back to phase 1 where it's at. Give him another week to rest it up. No sense. If he feels like he win this game, put the rest. And hey, you got a guy like Carter, steps right in and make things happen. That's what happens when a team has depth. 5 guys coming in there, all can put up points. Someone else can get it done.
we talked at the opening about how hot both teams were coming into this game, Jimmy. Medgar Evers, a 5-game winning streak, but their last loss was against Hunter. Hunter ahead comfortably as they were in 2 previous games against Medgar Evers this year. They just seem to have Medgar Evers' number.
And everybody else in the CUNY conference.
Right.
They've gone undefeated in that conference. And really the key in that first half is Rudy Myers really never got off. Sure, he put up 6 points, but this is a guy who averages 18 points a game. And really, he's the spark on that team. And Ray Amelbert said he's going to throw that boxing one at him, which he did. Puts a guy right out there on him and just make Rudy work. Now, Rudy's taking a lot of shots, but he's not getting the good shots because the defense is right on him, and they're making him work for those shots. And that's probably been the difference so far.
The player who actually has impressed me most for Medgar Evers in the first half, Darren Jackson, 6'3", 180, a sophomore, really throwing that lithe body around, tenaciously going after loose balls, providing his team with second and third scoring opportunities. The problem Medgar Evers has had so far, they haven't been converting those opportunities.
Right, Brian Mariner, told his team coming to this game, hey, these guys are bigger than us. They're a little stronger than us down low. We're outmanned. And he probably grabbed Darren Jackson because Darren Jackson is by far their best rebounder inside and said, Darren, I need a big effort out of you tonight. And you could tell Darren came out very inspired. And like you said, a couple of those gimmies that they could have had, and this lead could be under 10 points.
We also mentioned during the first half that Rudy Myers, Medgar Evers' leading scorer, is a streaky shooter. Unfortunately for Medgar Evers, he's in a bad streak right now, but he is capable of stringing together 4 or 5 buckets in a row, perhaps from downtown. If he can get that hot, we could have a very competitive second half, but that's a big if.
Right, I mean, he averages 18 points, he scored 6, so people say, well, it's only half a game, he's got 6 points, he's almost halfway to his average. But his points have come from a drive inside and foul shots. They haven't come from where Rudy Myers really can hurt you from downtown. And Ray Amelbert of Hunter, that's what was his focus. I got to shut this guy off from downtown. And he hasn't been able to get his shot from the outside. I think that Medgar Evers right now has got to look to free him up a little bit. Get him some better shots.
Yeah.
You know, a couple guys got to drive, draw the defense, kick it back out to Rudy.
They can set some screens for Rudy and have him come off those picks and fire. I mean,
well,
anything to get him.
All those coaching things. All those coaching things to get a guy open. They got to put all those things in there because Rudy, he's got a good-looking shot. He just hasn't got that good look at the basket that a coach wants to see his #1 shooter get.
You're watching the #1 seed in the CUNY South. They went to a North-South divisional format this year, the Hunter Hawks. Medgar Evers finished 2nd in the South. In fact, the South really rose in the CUNY Conference this year. All 4 semifinalists came from the South Division: Hunter, Medgar Evers, York, and Staten Island.
Not much of a civil war.
No.
But you talk about Hunter, they're in their 4th straight CUNY final. 1989 and 90, they beat John Jay. 1990-91, as we've spoke about, they lost to Medgar Evers. And last year, they beat City College. Here they are, their 4th year in a row in this city final. Only 3 losses this year for Hunter College. They lost to Trenton State, which is a really high-powered team, in overtime. And Trenton State is the type of team they have on the schedule that really strengthens up their schedule. When that NCAA selection committee looks at Hunter and they see that they played Trenton State into overtime, that really looks good for them. They lost to Manhattanville and NJIT. 2 very good teams also.
Hunter College still warming up. Medgar Evers has yet to return to the floor. We are at halftime of the CUNY Men's Basketball Championship with the score Hunter College 48, Medgar Evers 31. You're watching CUNY Conference Championship Basketball on the Center for the Media Arts Television Network.
This is CUNY TV, the City University of New York.
Back at the Hunter College Sportsplex in Manhattan, 48-31 our halftime score. Let's go now to Matt Generis.
Well, we're feeling pretty good, and the main thing is to stay focused. Stay focused and play better defense. We should open up this game a little more.
What's your strategy going into the second half?
Well, we're going to work on our offense a little. We have a couple of turnovers, bad shot selections, and we're going to look to go to Rodriguez down low and to Michelle down low.
Okay, that sounds good. Back to you, Jimmy and Cecil.
Thank you, Matt. For the 17th consecutive year, Con Edison is the principal sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference Basketball Tournament. Additional funding has been provided by Kaplan Test Prep. This tournament and CMA TV telecast could not have happened without the continued support from Con Edison and Kaplan Test Prep. So thanks, Con Edison and Kaplan, for being involved in the CUNY Athletic Conference. Cecil Harris and Jimmy Cavallo at courtside. We've got the first half stats. Hunter up by 17. What jumps out at the page for you, Jimmy?
Well, I tell you, unbelievably, what would jump out to anybody looking at a stat page is Hunter shot 73% from the field in the first half, 22 of 30. Then you look at the other side of the board, Medgar Evers, 12 of 42 for 28%. That is unbelievable. 73% from the field for the Hunter squad. When you do that, you are going to be in front.
3 Hawks in double figures, led by Jose Rodriguez. He has 14 points. Derek Lawson, 12. Robert Carter, 10. Jose Rodriguez, the high rebounder, with 6. For Medgar Evers, nobody in double figures. Darren Jackson leads the way with 9 points. Torrey Wigfall, 8. Rudy Myers, only 6 points, and only 1 of 7 from the field.
And 0 for 3 from the downtown range, where he really loves to shoot. So not a good first half for Rudy, as we spoke, but 1 for 7. And also Darren Jackson, we spoke about what a great job he did on the boards, but Darren got 11 shots off in the first half, only converting 4. And that's not too bad, but the majority of Darren's shots have come from right around the basket. If he can get a couple more of those to fall in the second half, bang that in with Rudy shooting a little better, that's what Medgar Evers needs.
Only one player in foul difficulty, Jimmy. Desmond Campbell, the starting center for Medgar Evers, has 3 fouls. Nobody else with more than 2. Well, those high percentage shots by Hunter, particularly the consecutive slam dunks by Carter and Michelle in the first half, got everybody excited and really set off Hunter's run.
Yes, I would say a dunk when you're able to get your entire hand within the perimeter of the basket is a high percentage shot.
Thank you, Dr. Cavallo. Play underway in the second half. And guess who's got the basketball? The Hawks of Hunter College in the home white, Medgar Evers in the dark uniforms.
There's Sean McCartney back out there with that heavily taped left ankle. Wants to probably give him a little work on it again.
It's McCartney along with Carter, Michelle, Lawson, and Rodriguez. McCartney drives and lays it home.
That was a good bounce pass. That time inside from Michelle.
50-31, driving the baseline, stepping on the baseline to turn it over is Andre Peoples. He also stepped on Chris Michelle's foot, and Michelle came hobbling away.
Medgar showing some full court pressure now. They would like to create a few turnovers and try and slice into this lead early on.
On the floor for Medgar Evers, Peebles, Campbell, Wigfall, Myers, and Jackson. Jose Rodriguez has a double team. Nice dish to Michelle.
That's a great job by Jose Rodriguez there, as he felt the presence of Desmond Campbell. He found the open man, Michelle,
alone for the dunk. The second dunk for Chris Michelle, and a 21-point bulge for the Hawks of Hunter. A near steal by Lawson. Here's Wigfall driving. Rejected by Rodriguez, who takes the ball away. The way Bill Russell used to do it. You block the shot, and then you control it.
All by yourself. That's a tough land to take the ball into. You got some big guys in there.
And for our young viewers, Bill Russell played for the Boston Celtics back in the 1960s, wasn't it?
Yes, and Big Bad Bill won a few championships over there, too.
Before the Shack was born. Off the turnover, Desmond Campbell ahead to Rudy Myers. Going for the reverse, he's stuck by Rodriguez, but fouled by Rodriguez.
Jose claims just had his hands up in the air.
A ray of hope for Medgar Evers, Jimmy. That's the third foul on Jose Rodriguez.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Ray Amelberg get him out of there, as we're only 1:40 into the second half. And you'd hate to see him pick up number 4 before we even hit the 15-minute or even like the 12-minute mark. You want your big man to be in there for that last 10 minutes, 8 minutes of the game.
Coach Amelbert taking a chance, though. No one checking in for Hunter. He'll leave Rodriguez out there for the moment with 3 fouls. As Rudy Myers converts both free throws, 52-33. Myers has 8 points.
That is the one danger zone that Ray Amelbert and his team could face as they head into the postseason. If they ever come across a team that's as big as they are, and his big men down low start banging and battling and get into some foul trouble.
Hunter may not see that until NCAA Division III tournament play if the Hawks are so fortunate.
Well, that's the problem. Once you get into the NCAAs, you're not going to have this tremendous size advantage over teams. All the teams that make it to that point in time have the big, strong teams up front.
Desmond Campbell cannot connect. It's rebounded by Rodriguez. Jose Rodriguez leads CUNY in blocked shots and rebounds. And he got the ball 15 feet out and nearly converted. About to say McCartney gave him the ball too soon, but Rodriguez nearly finished it well. Andre Peoples able to lay it home for Medgar Evers to cut the deficit to 17.
Good job by Rudy Myers, seeing the whole floor. He knew he had his man Peoples ahead of the pack, and Peoples, most importantly, finished it at the other end, something Medgar Evers had a little trouble doing in the first half.
McCartney from downtown. Rebound snatched by Jackson. Perhaps Medgar Evers can put a run together here. Campbell going baseline.
Good strong move that time by Campbell. Recognized that Hunter was not back on defense as quick as they should have been, so he had the lane and he took it.
It has been a while since the Cougars have scored consecutive baskets. They've just done so to cut the deficit to 15. It was as large as 21. Here's Lawson, and he answers for the Hawks.
Lawson's been so impressive with that jump shot here today.
Lawson and Rodriguez now lead Hunter in scoring with 14 points apiece. Lawson, only a junior, his first year with the team. Grew up in Manhattan, but he spent his first 2 years at Trinidad State Junior College in Colorado. Here's Jackson blowing a couple of layups, but finally putting it home.
One thing you can say about Darren Jackson, he is relentless. He stays with the play, all measures.
McCartney putting the pressure on the Medgar Evers defense, backing it home and sending Wigfall to the floor in the process.
Mr. Wigfall and the Medgar Evers fans wanted an offensive foul called right there, but they were not going to get it as Wigfall did a little bit of the Academy Award stuff, kind of jumping down with that.
The officials weren't buying it, but David Walker, working the game along with Bob Adams, has a foul here against Hunter. And it will send Rudy Myers back to the line. The foul is on Robert Carter, his first, Hunter's second of the half.
I would think Medgar Evers has got to look at this deficit that they have and say to themselves, okay, we were down at one point, 19 points in their second half. Let's try and get that to 10 points at the 10-minute mark, and then we'll work from that point on in.
Hunter leading by 16 with 15:50 to go. Some backcourt pressure by the Cougars, but Hunter comes across. McCartney. Rebound Myers.
Got away with a little discontinued dribble.
Jackson off the pump fakes. 13 for Darren Jackson, and the deficit is down to 14.
There's Jackson again, staying with the play after Jose Rodriguez came up with the block. Jackson stays with it, gets the easy bucket.
The players had to be separated momentarily. Looked like some trash talking. Darren Jackson and Sean McCartney getting into it for a little bit.
A little bit.
15:26 to go in the second half, Jimmy. 56-42. Medgar Evers has sliced 7 points off the deficit.
Sure, and that little mini run caused Hunter's Ray Amelbert take a timeout.
For the 17th consecutive year, Con Edison is the principal sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference basketball tournament. Additional funding has been provided by Kaplan Test Prep. This tournament and CMA TV telecast could not have happened without the continued support from Con Edison and Kaplan Test Prep. So thank you, Con Edison and Kaplan, for being involved in the CUNY Athletic Conference. Hunter College of Manhattan leading Medgar Evers of Brooklyn by the score of 56-42. For a packed house here at the Hunter College Sportsplex, which has a seating capacity of 1,500. That's the seating capacity. But as you look across the way, there are many fans standing in the aisles. They may have about 2,000 in here easily.
SRO, they got it going on right there, boy. That's all right, huh? See, he dance like that?
I used to before the operation.
I know our stat man, Glenn Visca, he proclaims to be quite a dancer.
That's what he tells us.
He's been dancing with his pencil bar, keeping us updated on all the points and numbers.
Absolutely.
Sean McCartney still in there at the point.
Sean played only sparingly in the first half, picked up 2 fouls early. That's Lawson. Into Rodriguez. That's 16 for Jose.
Andre Peoples had him sealed off, but Rodriguez able to get his hand on it. And that stopped an 11-4 run that Medgar Evers was on.
Campbell for 3. And another offensive rebound and put back for Darren Jackson.
Darren Jackson ready to get on that all-Windex team as he has been dominating the glass along with Jose Rodriguez of Hunter.
McCartney tried to answer, but the ball is put in off the rebound by Robert Carter. He's got 12 at 60-44. Hunter on top, 14 and a half remaining.
Evers has got to get back on defense a little quicker. You can't be trading baskets when you're down 16 points.
Michelle rebounding the miss by Campbell. Michelle has the step.
Good move by the big man inside.
8 points for Christopher Michelle. With Jose Rodriguez moving on after this season, Michelle will have 2 more years, and he may well be the starting center for Hunter in the next 2 years. Jackson was stripped and fouled on the way to the hoop.
Looked like Robert Carter got his hand on him. Jackson will go to the line and shoot 2.
That is the call by Bob Adams, as Brian Mariner, the young coach for Medgar Evers in his second year, goes to his bench. Jose Weeks coming on, replacing Desmond Campbell. Campbell leaves with 4 points. Good look at Darren Jackson, averaging 13 points, 9 rebounds per game. He misses the first at the line. Jackson has led Medgar Evers in rebounding in each of its last 4 games.
Just a 50% free throw shooter. And he never lies. Gets 1 or 2.
The numbers did not lie. You're right. 50% it was. 62-45. McCartney blowing by the backcourt pressure. Lawson faking the 3.
Oh, beautiful. Look at this.
Beautiful passing. Jose Rodriguez on the payoff end to make it 64-45.
All starts with Carter to Michelle, and he drops a nice bounce pass inside.
Hunter off the run again. McCartney laying it up and in.
Well, McCartney maybe slowed down a step, and you can tell he's wincing. That ankle has got to be bothering him right now. But he's going out there and gutting it out, just trying to give that thing a little work before they head into the postseason.
The quick hands of Robert Carter knocking it away, but he could not save it. So it goes back to Medgar Evers. But the quickness of Carter, he seems to be everywhere.
He is unbelievable. Did you see him go after that ball along the right sideline?
Number 10, Robert Carter, flying.
I mean, most guys were a 21-point lead. Might have just let that one go out of bounds, and I'll get back on defense. Not Mr. Carter. He was like Superman along that right side.
Jackson down the lane, a scoop over Rodriguez, rebounded by Michelle. McCartney, high off glass, rebound Rodriguez, one more time, and he's fouled.
It's a nice job by Jose, trailing the play as McCartney took on the two defenders, got the shot up, but Jose Rodriguez doing what every coach wants your man to do on a fast break, trail the play and try and clean up for a rebound.
Jose Rodriguez holds Hunter College records in rebounding and shot blocking. The first player in Hunter College history to go over the 1,000 mark in scoring and rebounding. The one chink in his armor, Jimmy, is free throw shooting. He's only a 57% shooter.
Jose not happy as he missed that first one. 57% really doesn't come into play when you're up by 21 points, but you get into a tight game in the NCAAs, and he's the guy who's going to be going to the line because they want the ball in his hands down low in a tight game. He's going to have to go to the line. He missed them both.
But Chris Michelle cleared the boards for Hunter. The Hawks can take their biggest lead here. They're up by 21 at the 12.5-minute mark.
I mean, and just at the 14-minute mark, this last minute and a half, they've gone on an 8-1 run. That's what they do to you, Hunter. They got so many athletes. They come at you in spurts, spurts, spurts. The lead goes from 12 to 18 to 24.
Lawson off the pass from Michelle. Derek Lawson now has 16 points, 68-45. Hunter on top. Myers really finding the going tough. Finally gets a shot off and hits.
Good job by Myers. But I tell you, all we've heard about Hunter and their fast-paced transition game, you really got to like some of the interior passing that's going on. Guys taking a look, trying to create an easy basket.
McCartney fires from downtown. And look at Hunter on the boards. Michelle and Rodriguez went in. They're giving it to Jose Rodriguez. Peebles trying to answer. He cannot, and Rodriguez has a rebound.
Sean McCartney hasn't played in a couple weeks. I think Ray Amelbert, his leading scorer, wants to see him shoot. Try and feel his game back out a little bit. Hasn't been playing too much. Get out there, shoot a little bit, because they're going to need him in the postseason.
Oh, Jose Rodriguez stuffed himself out of bounds to Medgar Evers.
Well, if there was a trapdoor on this gym floor, Jose would use it right now as he's hearing it from this crowd. And he gives a little wave.
He's pointing to the scoreboard.
Sure, check it out, baby. We're up 23. I can land one on the front of the rim.
Jose knows he's got a game-high 20 points. His team's up by 23. Who are you laughing at, he's saying?
Ray Amelbert sensing that Jose got a little emotional there. Pulled him out of the game, let him sit down for a minute, get his head back together.
Kenny Anderson replacing Rodriguez, and Medgar Evers immediately goes inside with success. Darren Jackson will go to the line.
Well, right away, with Jose Rodriguez out, they dumped it into Darren Jackson. Darren was able to get the basket and the foul. And it will not take long for Ray Amelbert to insert his big man back onto the floor.
Is Amelbert worried the deficit is only 21 now?
No, I think that was just a little 10-second mental check for Jose. Sit down a second. All right. I'll tell you one thing, Cecil. I bet all the money in my pocket that Jose makes 20 of those dunks for every one that he misses like that.
He gets plenty of opportunities, I'll tell you that. Darren Jackson with a team-high 18 points, but he could not convert the three-point play. Hunter up 70-49. Here's Carter.
Really spreading it around. Hunter getting contributions from everybody on the floor.
Nice moves by Jackson. Beautiful.
What can you say about Darren Jackson? He gets his 20th point. He came out here with his game face on tonight. He's talking right now. He's really into it, trying to get everybody else on the floor into it from Medgar Evers.
Michelle off the turnaround. He's able to draw the foul. Desmond Campbell pleading his case to the referee, Bob Adams, but to no avail.
Chris Michelle at 6'5", the big man, got the entry pass and went with a nice spin move into the basket. A textbook move for a big man. They work on it all the time in practice, and he put it to use right there.
Actually, Desmond Campbell was not the guilty party. His argument did hold some weight. The foul was called on Jose Weeks. So here's Chris Michelle at the line, a 6'5" sophomore.
Chris, a 65% free throw shooter.
Chris has been described as the blue-collar worker on the Hunter team, but after his college days, he'd like to become a white-collar worker. He plans to go to law school. 74-51. Desmond Campbell cannot finish. Myers keeps it alive.
Oh, super snatch.
Jose's got to be fired up after missing that slam dunk. He wants to rip down every rebound he can.
That's his 16th rebound. Man, he is just putting on a clinic underneath.
Dominating Medgar Evers for the third time this season, Jimmy, as Hunter goes for the hat trick. Here's Myers. Myers went down hard after hitting the basket. Came down on Derek Lawson, went to the floor.
Seeing two guys in there. Darren Jackson from Medgar Evers and Jose Rodriguez. If those two guys opened up a department store, it would be Rebounds or Us. Because they have really been just monsters underneath there.
There would be no competitors. We blow away the competition. Here's Carter. A whistle before the shot, and we have a foul on Rudy Myers.
Rudy Myers reached in there as Carter going to his left that time. Now, when you first take a glance at that move, you say he's going to try and force him up the left hand. But then just at the end there, as the foul was called, you saw him dishing it off as he drew the defender to him. And that's the kind of situations you always want your ball handlers to be in. Create an easy basket inside.
McCartney on the pull-up, off to Michelle.
Once again,
nice setup.
Wasn't that nice of McCartney there to help me make my point, as I say, breaking down the defense and drop it off. But that's a great sign right there for Ray Allenberg to see McCartney go hard on that ankle like that.
Medgar Evers coming up with the steal, but Chris Michelle rejecting Romeo Metellus, saying, Romeo, don't bring that weak stuff in here, Romeo.
Michelle said, there is no Juliet in this house, baby. Take it back. And the Hunter crowd is loving it.
A huge roar from the crowd for really the third thunderous applause tonight off the two slam dunks in the first half, and now that rejection by Michelle. Rudy Myers finding a lid on the basket. Desmond Campbell follows home for Medgar Evers.
Good job by Hunter not to foul him there. With 9 minutes left, they're up 21 points, 23 before that basket. One thing you don't want to do now is stop the clock with tic-tac fouls. You're up 20-plus points. Let's keep the clock rolling here and just try and execute. This team's going to go on and play in the NCAAs, so they want to just try and work on a few things. Keep the offense in sync.
Even though the ball was lost out of bounds, a nice move by Sean McCartney. The hesitation move and going quickly to his left, it shows that he really is getting that ankle back.
That has got to be great news for this Hunter coaching staff to see Sean McCartney, their leading scorer. They pull him out of the game right now. He walks over to the bench getting nothing but handshakes. Coaches are all looking at his ankle. How's it doing? But that is the best news that they've gotten. His ankle has responded.
Sean McCartney scored 8 points for Hunter. Romeo Metellus, this time he gets his, and he's talking as he comes up court.
There's a lot of talking going on out there right now, but that's what happens. You get a nice raucous crowd in the gym, in the city.
Jose missing an easy one, but he's rebounding against himself, and he is fouled on the putback.
All right, now we're going to have to come down on Jose. I think he's trying to pad his stats. He missed the first one, got another rebound, then he was going to put the second one back in so he get 2 more points.
You're saying he's trying for 20-plus points and 20-plus rebounds? He may get it, I'll tell you.
That's what happens, though, when you're the biggest guy on the floor and as strong as he is. Such a presence he has inside. Once he missed the first one, springing back up off his feet, able to snatch the second rebound.
Now for our viewers, a fashion update. 3 of the 5 players on the floor for Medgar Evers, Darren Jackson, Andre Peoples, and Desmond Campbell, are not wearing socks. We do not know why. So much for tonight's fashion update.
Another thing, 2 of them are going with the very rare camel sneakers.
Yes.
Not too often you see the camel sneakers.
I don't think they'll catch on, Jimmy. A 20-point lead for Hunter.
Well, maybe Hunter could say it's got to be the shoes.
Yeah, it had to be.
Nobody comes in our gym with no camel shoes.
Rodriguez going for the block, did not get it, but he altered the shot, and here's Lawson.
You saw him pull back a little bit just to get his hands in there. Didn't want to take the foul with the body.
An easy one for Troy Pennerman. He now has 8 points, and it's Hunter by 22 with 7:15 remaining.
Coach Ray Amelberg telling us, guys, just keep the hands up. We're in control right now. 22 points with 7 minutes left. Quick hands. Uh-oh, hang on, baby.
Robert Carter with the left hand could not convert.
Give credit to Andre Peoples getting back on defense.
Campbell cannot hit. The rebound snatched by Lawson.
Andre Peoples did a nice job closing on. Did not want to give Mr. Carter another dunk.
And a hustling play there by Darren Jackson, knocking that ball out of bounds, forcing Hunter to throw it in. No lack of hustle on the part of Brian Mariner's Medgar Evers Cougars, but they have a height disadvantage at every position and just playing against a superior athletic team that is really driven. They've got a lot to play for.
These 2 teams going up and down the floor all night. I tell you, good thing they had those shot clocks.
Yes, right. Rodriguez blowing another one, but getting a rebound. Maybe there is something to this, Jimmy.
There you go. It's Jose gets his 27th.
81-57. Peebles from downtown. Bang! That's 7 for Andre. 81-60. Hunter on top with 6:05 to play in the CUNY championship.
Oh, Andre just a freshman, so he's going to have a few years to knock down that shot. That's a good sign for a young squad when the youth step up in the big games and show you something.
Nice defensive play there by Campbell, but Hunter recovers. Stop and go move by Carter. Oh, that was gorgeous.
Carter once again with the stop and go. He said lull the defense asleep for a second, and the quick step to the basket.
The Hunter players are just so quick to a man. They're just like gazelles compared to the Cougars.
Any guy with the ball in their hands out there can get it done.
Campbell is rejected.
Jose, can you see inside with the rejection?
Jose having things his own way, as are all the Hawks of Hunter before a capacity crowd at the Hunter College Sportsplex. 5 minutes and 24 seconds left in the ball game. Hunter 83, Medgar Evers 60.
Well, Medgar Evers, this is going to become a little bit of a learning experience in this last 5 minutes. I think the 23-point lead is a little out of their reach, but we spoke about the youth that they have. They're going to remember these young guys coming into this CUNY final, and Hunter kind of sticking it to them a little bit. These guys are going to grow from this game. And you got the freshmen on that team like Peoples and Metellus and a couple of sophomores, and these guys are going to be around for a couple more years. And they will grow from this game.
They'll remember. They'll lose only one player, Rudy Myers, and it has not been Myers' night, but he played so well during the season to get them this far. But maybe there'll be more of a team concept in the Medgar Evers team next year with Rudy Myers not there, really monopolizing the ball as he really has done tonight. When he's hot, it's fine, but when he's off...
Yeah, even the points that Rudy has gotten tonight, he's got 13 points. A lot of them have been from some rebounds and loose balls with short jumpers. His game is usually from the outside perimeter, making things happen. He's a good player, but tonight he just didn't have that long-range knockdown shot that usually puts a lot of pressure on the other team's defense because they have to extend and come out and cover him.
Hunter College's ball. with Derek Lawson, Robert Carter in the backcourt, Chris Michelle, Troy Pennerman at the forwards, Jose Rodriguez at center.
Really, though,
Off to Rodriguez.
really, though, we can't put too much of the burden on Rudy Myers. I mean,
Right.
Hunter is a team that has beaten them pretty good twice, and they knew that coming in, Medgar Evers. They knew they were going to need a big effort, have to really step up from some other guys on the floor in order to come away with a victory tonight.
As Chris Michelle goes to the line in search of a three-point play, really the only guy from Medgar Evers who has really excelled is Darren Jackson. The effort's been there from the other players, but Jackson has really produced as well.
Darren Jackson, just a sophomore, he's going to be rebounding balls for another 2 years in this CUNY conference. He's someone you're going to be hearing a lot about, putting up those big numbers on rebounds and points.
Here's a three-point try, missing everything, and hearing the treatment, Rudy Myers ahead of the pack, Michelle. Whew. Michelle's looking for the foul, doesn't get it, but he gets a field goal. He's got 16 points, and Hunter leads 87-60.
Michelle took Robinson and Myers for a little piggyback that time and got the layup to go.
Final 4.5 minutes in what has developed a rejection by Carter. What has developed into the second consecutive blowout for Hunter in the CUNY championship game as Derek Lawson adds to the onslaught.
Boy, how about Robert Carter just going up for that rejection?
Myers still pumping from downtown, still finding it hard. Ooh. Oh, collision there. Wigfall banging with Lawson. Another rejection by Carter. Oh my goodness.
Look at the emotion right now for this Hunter team. Michelle going over and giving Carter one of those power hugs. Man,
Carter's team is only up by 29. He does not quit.
Hey, when you're a ball player, nobody likes another guy to come in and get a layup on him.
Not
Chris
in
Carter, just with the elevation.
It's as if Carter said, not in my neighborhood.
Exactly. And Derek Lawson really took a shot that time. You got to give Derek credit for not getting up and losing his composure, as he was just hammered to the floor.
Jackson off the fake is able to draw the foul with 4:01 to play in a Hunter College rout, 89-60 before the home folks here at the Sportsplex in Manhattan.
This is just what anybody could have wanted for them as they head into their second straight NCAA appearance. They went through this CUNY tournament like a hot knife through butter, just putting away every team. That's a sign of a focused team. You know, sometimes when a team is overmatched, the one team like Hunter could have a tendency to let down, but that hasn't happened at all. They took it one game at a time and put everybody away.
In CUNY's quarterfinal game, in Hunter's quarterfinal game, Jimmy, the Hawks defeated the most consistent team in CUNY, 0-24 Lehman, by 26 points. Then they blew out Staten Island by 33 points, both games without Sean McCartney. And here they are tonight with the full deck. McCartney back in the lineup, blowing out Medgar Evers 89-60.
That's the way you like it. That keeps the gray hairs away from the coach's head when he's up 25, 30 points at that 4-minute mark.
Ray Amelbert's got enough gray hairs, but now he doesn't.
We're sitting about 2
feet
feet from Ray Amelbert, and he is relaxed. Kind of just looking around, enjoying this one a little bit. Just wants to see that clock wind down. He's going to get a couple of his reserves involved here as Ken Anderson will come into the game. He will come in for Chris Michelle. We'll hear a nice ovation from the crowd as he did a nice job.
Good hand for him. 16 points for Chris Michelle. The steal by Peebles. And he blows the dunk.
I tell you, you can't go wrong with these crowds. If the dunk goes, they love it. If the dunk doesn't go, the other crowd loves it. Really.
There's something for everybody in this ball game.
Unbelievable.
Andre Peebles with egg all over his face, blowing the slam. Here's Pennerman with the finger roll. Rodriguez on the putback. 25 for Jose Rodriguez, the two-time most valuable player of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Wigfall is blocked by Anderson, but a foul is called.
Okay, Big Ken Anderson gets in there. He wants to get involved a little bit. He wasn't going to let any layups just come right down the pike.
Throw that body around.
At 6'3", they list him at 210. Could be a little bigger than that out of Cardinal Spellman High School in the Bronx. They grow 'em big down there in the Bronx.
Yes.
Fordham Road.
Okay.
All that good Italian food down there must be sneaking over.
I thought it was all the fast food restaurants.
I tell you, unbelievable. Listen to this crowd with a 30-point lead. They're still going to give him the foul line treatment, trying to distract him.
They want to see Hunter reach the century mark, and the Hawks have a chance to do it with 2:57 remaining and a 91-62 lead. Here's Pennerman moving on Campbell. Rebound Anderson.
Oh.
Anderson goes down hard. The tip by Anderson like a bull in a china shop. He just ran through Andre Peebles to commit the loose ball foul.
So Brian Mariner senses the rebounding is getting away. So back in the game will come Darren Jackson. Darren with 16 rebounds on the afternoon. I think it's got to be those Camel shoes that really brought Darren to play tonight.
They're working for Derek, but they're not quite working as effectively for Andre Peebles, who's at the line.
It's true. Do Camels jump well?
To my knowledge, they don't jump at all.
I was going to say that. I don't think they jump at all, but those Camel shoes are
A 27-point lead for the Hawks of Hunter. The only bit of drama now. Will Hunter reach the century mark? They need 9 in the final 2.5 minutes.
One thing for Hunter right now. Just want to get out of here. Oh,
Troy Pennerman goes to hammer time. He's got 10.
What a nice slide pass by Carter right there. Found his man open for the two-hander. One thing about Hunter, they just want to get out of here right now. Don't get anybody hurt in this last couple minutes. They are still being a little bit of aggressive, pushing the ball up the floor. You hate to see one of their guys twist an ankle right now just because they're trying to get to that 100-point mark.
Yeah.
Because right now their focus is NCAAs, baby, as they're going to the big dance for Division III.
That's it. Andre Peebles connected from downtown. He's got 12 points, and time is out with 2:09 left in regulation. Hunter College cruising. The Hawks lead it 93-67 in a game, Jimmy, that they dedicated to their former teammate Demetrius Patterson. The team has come up big.
And the Fab man has got to be smiling about now as he's seeing his boys go out there, execute, build up a big lead, and just win it, as they will be CUNY champions once again. Last year they beat City College. This year they're taking care of Medgar Evers, and they have made no bones about it. This season is dedicated to the memory of Demetrius Patterson's mother and to the dedication that he showed to them as a player, as a friend, as a teammate, and that is their focus. Everything else is gravy. Let's go out there every night and do it the way Fab did.
And Hunter has got it done. Hunter will go 14-0 on their home floor this season. So really, the Medgar Evers Cougars really had a tall order coming in here anyway, trying to beat a team that had not lost in its home floor all year, a team that had not lost a conference game all year, and a team with a great deal of incentive. It proved to be too much for Medgar Evers to overcome. Here's David Gordon in the basketball game. Rebound Anderson.
Hey, Big Kenny's a reserve. He's getting his minutes in there now, and he's banging.
Kenny gets in the scoring column. 95-67, a three-point try, an air ball caught by Rodriguez. Hunter 5 points away from the century mark with 1.5 minutes to play. Nice little move by Derek Lawson. The middle was so open, he just came up short on the finger roll and lost it out of bounds.
I think Derek is a little tired.
He looks it.
He went down the lane, and out comes Jose Rodriguez.
A big hand and well-deserved.
You see the hugs right there from his buddy Chris Michelle. Jose put on a performance that many will remember here in this CUNY final tonight.
Jose Rodriguez, the two-time MVP of the CUNY tournament, may have a CUNY championship game MVP trophy in his future.
Well, he's got our stat man Glenn Vistica's vote. as he just flashed the MVP sign at us. So, okay, he's got it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure he will get the CUNY MVP, but he just got the Glen Vistica MVP.
All right. That and a token will get you a ride on the subway, right?
Either, I think, a ride on the subway or a bowl of soup downtown. It's one or the other.
Both teams are clearing their benches. Mike Bessler in the ball game, number 14 for Hunter, a 6-foot senior. He and Rodriguez are the only seniors on the Hunter team, so they'll be solid again next year.
Bessler, who does not see much action, but one of those guys is on the team. You know he's working hard in practice. That's where it all comes together for a team. You got guys, teammates working the other guys hard in practice, putting the pressure on them to get better. It's nice to see Bessler get in there.
And a nice scene as Rudy Myers of Medgar Evers goes down to Hunter bench, shaking hands with the players and coaches as Ken Anderson brings the Hawks to within 3 of the century mark, 97-89. Look out.
Look out. As I get a little handshake there, as I almost took that one right in the noggin.
I like how you cut down the passing lanes, Jimmy.
Yes.
You just jump right out there like
You
a
gotta
Bob
be able
Knight
to.
coach player.
Troy Penderman came over, gave me a little handshake, said, nice job right there. I got to get my hands up on defense a little more, though.
I thought you did well there.
Okay.
The reflexes were there.
I was running for my life, pal.
Not for you, I would have taken one right between the eyes. Kenny Anderson going to the hole strong and drawing the foul with 54 and 8/10 seconds remaining.
Kenny Anderson going with the China shop as in bull move right there. Just determined to bull his way through.
In the ball game now for the Cougars, number 12, Linwood Sproul, as Brian Mariner clears his bench. Randolph Anthony, number 3, also in for Medgar Evers, played briefly in the first half, scored a couple of points. Really, at this point, everybody who has not played should get a chance, so they can always say they played in the CUNY championship game of 1993.
Tell you one thing, Kenny Anderson is 3 or 4 from the line on the year. Make that 4 or 5.
6 points for Anderson, a steal by Bennerman, and he is fouled by Jose Weeks. So Pennerman will have the honor of putting Hunter over the century mark with 51 seconds left. 99-69 the score.
Well, Pennerman, a 66% free throw shooter. So the percentages are with Hunter that they will get the C note.
That's
100 points. Hey, you gotta like the Medgar Evers fans still hanging in there. A little Medgar chant going.
Oh, quite an accomplishment for Medgar Evers just getting this far, because as we mentioned in our opening comments, Medgar Evers 9-16 last year. Quite a turnaround under Brian Mariner. This is a victory of sorts for them to get to the championship.
A great job by Brian Mariner. He has earned the respect of everyone in this conference, turning this team around, bringing them to the finals. Ray Amelberg told me he has this team in control and stable, and that's something that they have lacked in the past. But Brian Mariner has come here and got Medgar Evers right back where they should be.
A rebound for Derek Lawson with 25 seconds to go. Ahead for Powell! Oh, my goodness!
There it is. Call CNN. The play of the day is coming to you from Hunter College in New York, baby.
Count the basket and send Jose Weeks to the line, but Pennerman rocking the house off the alley-oop feed from Lawson. Wow!
Lawson took one step over half court and just let it fly. There was no doubt. With 20 seconds left, they wanted to send this crowd home with a little something to think about.
No question about it. With 13.9 seconds to go, the exclamation points provided by Troy Pennerman.
Just goes to show you, Pennerman's the 6th man on this squad. They just keep running them in, running them in. One guy after another comes in there with that athleticism, and depth is the name of the game when you go to the postseason. Getting other guys to contribute. Oh, get it to the big man.
Gordon wants his, and David Gordon will go to the line. He has yet to score. He was thinking about getting into that column.
How could I even say get it to the big man? Of course David Gordon should take that one hard.
Oh, they're calling it a non-shooting foul. Oh, again, Anderson to Pennerman. Hammer time. The sequel.
And the other way.
Andre Peebles throws it down at the buzzer.
As the game goes out with a bang, one end to the other. Woo!
The CUNY Men's Basketball Championship goes to Hunter College for the second consecutive year. In spectacular fashion, Hunter defeats Medgar Evers by the score of 104 to 73. A second half jam session that really kept these fans energized.
Kept us energized too, I think.
Absolutely.
Just what everybody wants to see. The game got a little bit away there in the second half. Some real high-flying aerobics there to the end. A couple of jams really brought the crowd. Really a nice job by Hunter. Turning that halftime lead. Just put him away. Just what a coach wants to see. No screwing around. Don't let a team sneak back into a game and put yourself into a position where a team can make a late run. There was no doubt about this one. Hunter did what they had to do. They stayed focused late in the second half and just put him away.
Hunter scoring 104 points tonight. The third time this year Hunter has scored 100 points in the game. On January 7th, Hunter reached the century mark against the Merchant Marine Academy. And on January 25th, Hunter defeated CUNY rival City College.
Well, they just missed. They scored 105 against City College. Just came in a little short at 104. But that is not bad at this point in the season. As I mentioned earlier, Sunday is the NCAA day of selection. That is their day. They'll find out just where they're going and who they're playing. And that is where the second season begins for this Hunter squad.
And Jimmy, one of the goals of the Hunter College team to not only make the tournament again, but to play so well and so impressively that they could earn a home game in the tournament. They may get that wish as well.
And that, as you see by this raucous crowd and what they do mean to this Hunter, would be tremendous for them. And right now, the victorious Ray Amelbert is standing by.
So let's go to Matt Generis.
Coach of the Hunter College Hawks, head coach Roy Amelbert. Congratulations on a great win.
Thank you very well tonight. If I'm expressionalist, I don't mean to be so humble. It's just that I was afraid that if we lose the ball game, we had a lot to lose, and I think that fear is over with, so that we're happy to win.
You know, this is your third title victory in the last 4 years. How do you keep your players continually playing at such a high level?
I think a lot of it has to do with the type of student athlete we recruit. If you notice the roster, we got Jose Rodriguez. This is his fourth and final year. We got Rob Carter, who's a junior. We got Chris Michelle and Sean McCartney, who are sophomores, and we expect to have them a few years. And of course, we got Derek Lawson, our point guard, who's a junior. So it's a combination of the veterans and seniors. And once you get that cycle going, you always have a nucleus to work with, and that's important for us.
Did you think you'd beat Medgar Evers by such a wide margin here tonight?
No, that margin is very unexpected. I thought it was going to be closer than what it was, and it was really. When you play a game up and down the court, 10, 15 points doesn't mean anything. I was really sure when it got down 5 minutes and we were up 27, 28 points.
Looking forward to the NCAAs?
Absolutely, and this game signified a lot because if we do maintain our standing in the region, that means that the first game will be played at Hunter, and I think Hunter deserves that. It's been a long time, and I'm only happy for the guys, for the institution, and for City University.
Head coach Ray Amelbert of the Hunter College Hawks, congratulations on a fantastic victory.
Thank you very much, and I'm glad you can do the show.
Back to you, Jimmy.
All right, thank you, Matty and Ray Amelbert. A little fired up. I tell you, I'm always amazed by coaches when they say, yeah, when it was 15 points and you play an up and down game, this game was never in doubt at the hands of Hunter. Forever the optimist, Ray Amelbert.
Hunter led by 17 at the half, poured it on in the second half to outscore Medgar Evers by 14 for the final 31-point margin. Let's go now to Deborah Morris, who is standing alongside the Medgar Evers head coach.
Have Coach Mariner here with me. Great game, Coach. Tough loss. You guys have battled it out in the championship games before. You guys came out strong in the first half. What happened?
I think we started off a little bit tight, as you can see. But we had a various opportunities at the hoop, you know, pretty close in, but we just couldn't capitalize on it. I think if we could have hit a couple of shots early, and again, we did have shots pretty close in. If we could have hit a couple early, we would have, I think that would have loosened my guys up a little bit more, made a much better game.
You guys have, like I said, fought in the championship games before. You're only losing one player. He's the only one's a senior. Where do you go from here?
Tell you the truth, we don't even have to do much recruiting at the start of the year. I lost 3 of my top players that would have played this year, so we've already reloaded for next year. We're looking forward to being here again, same situation, different result.
Good game. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you. Brian Mariner, that's a tough interview to do. I tell you, when you come in, take a 30-plus point beating, and all of a sudden you got to go and talk about it. One thing you want to do is just get out of this away gym, go home, and just regroup.
Brian handled it well, and he has a good young team. He'll lose Rudy Myers, his leading scorer, but he's got enough players with which to build. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, and this experience, as you mentioned during the second half, will help them. They may not feel that way now. They're down about losing by 31. They're depressed somewhat, I suppose, about being blown out, but they'll be back.
They should, and they should get a bid to the ECAC tournament, which is kind of the equivalent of the NIT to the NCAAs in Division I. It's not what you set your ultimate goal to, but nevertheless, when you have a good season, as Medgar Evers did, going 15-11, you are rewarded with a postseason trip, and they will go to the ECAC and hopefully get it going.
Bigger games ahead for the Hawks of Hunter College. They have successfully defended their CUNY Conference Championship, winning for the second year in a row, and doing it much the way they did it last year against City College. A strong team effort and a really quick team, an athletic team, an exciting team to watch. They really put on a great show for the home folks.
Unbelievable. I mean, we came in tonight knowing that Sean McCartney was going to nurse that bad ankle. It was the first time he was going to play in 2 weeks, so you really couldn't expect too much out of him tonight. And then what happens, guys like Robert Carter and Lawson, they step up, scoring 5-7 points over their averages, and that's what you got to do. And a guy you know who's always going to be there, Jose Rodriguez, comes up with just a monster of a game.
We have Jose for 25 points tonight, Derek Lawson for 18, Robert Carter for 16, Chris Michelle with 16, Troy Pennerman off the bench, 15, including some spectacular dunks in the closing minutes that really rocked this place.
Troy left some visions for people to, right now, you know, there's got to be guys right now walking out on Lexington Avenue. I'd say right now they're probably getting towards like 71st Street saying, oh man, that one he got to end the game, that was unbelievable. A couple of high fives, but that one, oh man.
As for Medgar Evers, Darren Jackson, a solid game, 20 points. Andre Peebles, 14. Rudy Myers, 14, but 4 below his average. And we talked during the game about how difficult it was for Rudy to get good shots against the Hunter defense. They made it a priority to stop him, and they really did.
Yeah, Ray Amelbert said that they were going to stick a guy on him and make things difficult for Rudy. And when you have a shooter, a guy who can really fill it up, I related him to John Starks of the Knicks, a guy who might miss 5 shots in a row, but all of a sudden, he gets the feel. He can knock down 3, 4 in a row. And what they did was they stuck a man on him, made it difficult for him to get that good look at the basket. And that was really one of the key factors. Not the overwhelming factor, because basically Hunter is just a better team. They come at you with so much more. You can't put the whole burden on Rudy Myers. He was out there playing hard. Just today, the better team won.
Hunter College goes to 24-3 this year, 13-0 against CUNY opponents. Medgar Evers drops to 15-12, 9-4 against CUNY competition.
You see some of the post-game awards being handed out right now to the Medgar Evers players, and I'm sure the Hunter players, and I'm sure Jose Rodriguez might be thinking right now about the shelf back at home where he's going to put the old MVP trophy.
You can see the runners-up from Medgar Evers posing for their team picture with their trophy for finishing second in CUNY. The Hunter College Hawks will be getting their awards. But that will do it for us from the Sportsplex in Hunter College. Once again, the final score, the Hawks of Hunter College 104 and the Cougars of Medgar Evers College 73. This has been the CUNY Athletic Conference Men's Championship game on the Center for the Media Arts Television Network. All technical personnel, equipment, and announcers on this telecast are CMA students and graduates. And by the way, Jimmy, great to work with you again.
Hey, Cecil, I wouldn't have it any other way.
We had a good time. It was a blowout, but a lot of exciting plays. We had fun.
A lot of exciting plays, a lot of good players. Both those teams head into their postseason.
Special thanks to Zach Ivkovich and Ted Hurwitz of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Dean of the CMA Television Production and Broadcast Announcing Division is Ed Giganti, and the executive producer of the CUNY Athletic Conference Championships on CMA TV is Bob Aarons.
Hey, and a great job done by all the CMA crew. They were out there. They get the All Hustle Award tonight. All these guys running around just making this happen today.
Thanks also to our on-court reporters, Matt Generis and Deborah Morris.
Nice job by Matt and Deborah.
Absolutely. And our final score once more, 104-73. Hunter wins the CUNY Men's Championship. We thank you for watching on the Center for the Media Arts Television Network.